There. Have a good night. Peaceful greetings and welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually it's so funny because I literally was going to talk about demons in this video. And then this demon started trying to attack me before verbally attack me before I even started the video, like they knew I was about to come on here and talk about demons. Like this shit is so wild. So okay, let's get started. I'm reading this book about it's called Vanquish the Enemy, okay? And I wanted to show you guys some key points in this book that it talks about okay, can Sweetheart, I was gonna do this regardless if y'all was over there or not. I got shit to do. I got over 330 something videos on my YouTube channel where we talk about witchcraft, we talk about warlocks, we talk about demons. You feeling some type of way because you got a demon on you. That's why. And you're weak. You can't fight the demon off. You can't fight the demon off of you. You can't. So that's weak. I don't have demons on me. No. No, but I teach people how to I sweetheart, because you over here trying to verbally attack an innocent individual that just was trying to be kind to you. Yeah, righteous, holy, pure, divine, of God. God. No, you don't have to be afraid of me. Nope, I didn't say you have to pray to me either. But I call on my guardian angels and my ancestors to deal with you as they must in whatever ways they see fit. I give them full authority to do so. Okay, so anyways, getting back to this, I have been wanting to do a video about this book and then also another book that I actually don't have that book. However, I have referenced it in I think at least one other video. Okay, and if I get a chance, I will go online and like do a I'll put on the screen the title as well as the author, and maybe I might clip the cover and put it on here as well so you guys can see exactly which book I'm talking about, because if you look it up online you might get some kind of Christian books, but this is actually not a religious book that I'm talking about. Okay, so the other book that I want you guys to actually look into about this topic, it's called Touched by God. Okay, and that book is it has some real jewels and gems in it. I might uh if I can get a copy of that, then there's definitely some parts that I want to read to you guys out of that specifically. So there are many different things within both of these books that actually the devil and demons they don't want you to really know about, because there has been such a push for mental health issues to be like the alleged problem and issue. And as a fitness expert, I know that that is incorrect. Okay. I know that as someone that has dealt with the body and dealing with people, getting healthy. Okay. I've literally seen transformations of people's health, their body being balanced. And as they go through that transition, their minds obviously become more balanced as well. Okay. And so being in the situation where I had become homeless, houseless, and going into like or attempting to get into shelters and things like that, there also has been a big push for people that don't have mental health issues or don't have drug issues to say that they do, so that the shelters can get higher allotments through the county, through the federal government, through the state, um, for each individual that's actually in their shelter. Because if they have one of those issues, they get, a higher pay, or payout for each individual. So they're attempting to get the maximum on each individual that they possibly can. So there are not a lot of shelters that are actually accepting people that don't have alleged mental health issues, or that don't have some kind of alcoholism or drug issues. Okay. And so that has been a huge issue. And I've even had shelters that actually wanted me to lie and say that I did have something so that I could get into the shelter. And I was like, well, why would I have to lie just to get into the shelter when I'm homeless, houseless, and I qualify to get into the shelter, you know? And so they will refuse people unless some of these, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them will refuse people if they're not stating that they have some like issue with mental health, a drug addiction, or some kind of alcoholism. Okay. And I'm not saying that there's people that don't have those. What I'm saying is that if they don't, they want them to lie and say that they do so they can get a max payout. Okay, which is totally unacceptable and inappropriate for these companies to be doing. Okay. Um, However, getting back to this book, it actually talks about how back in the day, okay, they transitioned they transitioned God out of nature, God out of the science, and uh, Freud banished powers of darkness from the last stronghold, the soul, by successfully dissolving them into psychological complexes, neurosis, and the like, so that the good fight of faith becomes simply a matter of inner individual adjustment. Okay, and that comes from James S. Stewart, A Faith to Proclaim, New York Child's New York, Charles Snibner's Sons in 1953. Okay, so it also states a higher self or lower self, personal integrity or dishonor, that is the least of it. What is at stake is the strengthening or pleas of God, the weakening of the spirit forces of evil that are out to destroy the kingdom of Christ, or just the kingdom of righteousness, holiness, and being pure. Okay, so it's basically stating it's like it's not a higher or lower self that's at stake, honor or dishonor. It's either uh it's basically like righteousness or evilness. Our wrestling is not against flesh and blood, not against any group of men or nations. Okay. And then, if you know the rest of that, it says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but of principalities in high places. Okay. So to me, it's that's almost like a description of like what they identify as the archons or whatever. But there's many different, I guess you could say, levels even outside of just the principalities. Let me see it because I think I highlighted the different ones. Okay, this one is interesting, but this one wasn't the one that I was looking for. It says, spiritual warfare is disturbing to our Western sensitivities. We do not want to hear demons screaming at us. Like one was just screaming at me a little while ago. So we allow our people to live with tormenting strongholds from the past. We baptize them over and over because of old bondages. We refer them, we drug them, we finally write them off. Okay, but in one of the videos, I was talking about how they actually write these people pharmaceuticals. And when they write the pharmaceuticals, when you take any kind of like street drug, I'm not talking about weed, an organic heirloom herb, right? But when you're doing any kind of like actual like street drug that's like chemically created, you're doing the processed foods that have, all these crazy chemicals, preservatives, and dyes and colors, or you are doing alcohol, pharmaceuticals, and things like that. You have an aura, which is like an energetic shield around your body. And that auric field, that energetic shield around your body, if you are doing any of those things that I identified right now, pharmaceuticals, street drugs, alcohol, then you shut down your shield. It's like an off switch. You turn it off. And when you turn it off, you allow those demonic entities to enter in at will. They can go through you, in you, out, whatever. And the thing is that a lot of people, they don't know this. And so when they're using these pharmaceuticals to prescribe to alleged mental health issues, they're actually doing a disservice to these people because they're opening those people up to even worse situation if they weren't already demonically possessed, which most likely they were to even have to get on a prescription. But then now they are actually like full-fledged open for demonic possession on the pharmaceuticals that shut down their shield. Okay. So in a lot of ways, I do feel that they already know that, and they're already these psychologists, whether they willingly or unwillingly or knowingly or unknowingly, um, are a part of this, right? And working for the quote unquote adversarial forces, the dark side, whatever you want to call it, the enemy. And so the thing is that, you know, they are working as agents, whether they know it or not. And that's contradictory to what they're, supposed to be doing. This book goes into how that progression actually happened. Um, and the two other scientists that actually came before to do, uh, you know, basically banishments of the divine in other aspects and areas of science. Okay. And so, yeah, it has some really, really, really great stuff in this book. And then when it comes to touched by the gods, there is a part where they're actually the actual dude that was quote unquote the chosen one, or the one in the book, right? He had a mark, like a scar at his nativity, aka birth, that there were like, you know, there was like a priest that came and knew that he was born, and he wanted to look at the child, and he saw that he had the mark of the gods, okay, upon him. And so he prophesied over the child. And what was interesting is that as this child grew up, like the whole town knew about him being this, touched by the gods. And he just wanted to live a regular average life. And he didn't actually join into the spiritual battle or the battle at all, until like he was like, um, basically like, he had no other option, like, or whatever. And so, anyways, he gets into this because he ended up being a blacksmith or whatever. So he was making all the swords and stuff for the knights and for the soldiers, for the warriors and stuff. But he thought that that was like more of his calling. So, anyways, he literally gets into battle, and there were parts in the actual book that actually describe how like these like dead bodies they have brought back to life, and then from them being brought back to life, um they would say specific things to the individual that they were fighting. It kind of reminded me of like football when you're on the line and people are trash talking, or even in basketball when they're trash talking each other. And like on the line in football, they'll be like, "I'm gonna run you into the dirt," and you blah, 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 whatever. They say all these things, right? And so, but these are more specific to in the book and how it was described. It was like more specific to like the things that people had either insecurities about, or maybe they had like some kind of sin within their heart. And so these were things that were more specific to like, let's say if they had guilt or envy or lust or whatever, these entities would directly pinpoint those things and attempt to like pick and pry at those things, right? And so it was very, very specific to the individual, okay, that they were like fighting with, and only like these types of demons or whatever would know those things, right? So it was like when I did the video about healing is your superpower, it's like if you're not healed from those types of things, demons can use that shit to try to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they can try to say things to get you to jump out of character, to get you to lash out or feel some type of way, okay? Or even bring up those types of emotions based on that. But when you're healed, you see them doing exactly what they're doing from an outside perspective, from a bird's eye perspective. And it feels a lot different when you're healed because you can see it for what it is and what they're actually attempting to do. And it's almost comical. It's almost comical because what their MO is. You know what their mode of operations is. You know what they're trying to do, but you're already healed. So they're trying to like basically pour salt on a wound that's already closed up. It's already a scar. It's already healed. You know what I'm saying? it's it's not gonna burn. The salt is not gonna touch it like that, like as if it was open. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to do that quick video about these two books. I'll put this book title and the author in the description, as well as the other one. And then maybe I might attach an Amazon link for the right ones, because I'm telling you, if you do Touched by God, you're probably going to get some kind of Christian or Catholic books or whatever. But this is not one of those books. This is I think it's under uh fiction, fantasy, I don't know, but is it has some legitimate real life stuff in there, even though it's like supposed to be fantasy. Okay, and it's like based in like, I want to say it was like a kingship kind of era or whatever. Anyways, but it's not like present day. And so like to have that type of technology of what they're discussing in the book was pretty cool too. Okay. Um, but anyways, I don't want to spoil the book for those people that actually do want to read it. Okay. But I'm gonna put all, like I said, all the information in the description. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe if you feel in the vibe and want to become part of the tribe. And I'm so excited. I just hit 1000K. I'm a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited about that. I need to do another video just dedicated to being, thankful and excited for my reaching that 1,000 subscriber goal. Because I am very excited, and I want to thank everybody who is a subscriber for subscribing and all the love and support. And yeah, it feels really good. And anyways, I'm not gonna run it up, as they say. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't let these haters get you down. Don't let these demons steal your smile. And y'all stay up, okay? And there's a couple of old songs that come to mind, but I'm gonna say don't let no one get you down. Okay? So, anyways, have a great day. Peace.